What's up, y'all? VZ, we back with another video. As I see about a thunder on top, we reacting to CNN reporter describes what Trump was doing during opening statements. Trump can surprise us in a whole bunch of different ways, man. So that being said, let's get into it. Man.
Tomorrow, David Pecker, the publisher of the National Enquirer, will be back on the stand. Today, the prosecution and the defense were presenting two very different narratives. They plan to tell the jury about what exactly happened on the Trump campaign in the final stretch of the 2016 election. Let's get right to CNN's Kara Scannell, who was one of the CNN reporters inside court all morning, sending us these updates that we've been pouring over. Kara, give us a sense of what the mood in court was as Donald Trump sat and listened to prosecutors, his own lawyers, and David Pecker.
Yeah, Jake, so when Donald Trump was there sitting in the courtroom at the defense table, as prosecutors spoke and described their allegations in this case, what they believe the evidence will show, and asking the jury to return a verdict of guilty of the former president, Trump sat there relatively still. He was looking ahead. In front of him is a screen which shows the view in the overflow room that, shows the bench where the judge is sitting, Trump sitting at the defense table, as well as the witness stand. So Trump seemed to be watching himself, watching the trial, as he was looking and hearing the prosecutors lay out their evidence. When it was his attorney's turn, Todd Blanche, who got up to speak and say that Trump did not commit any crimes, that he is just like you and me as a husband, he's a father, and that he was not part of any conspiracy, Trump was more engaged. He was turning, looking at the jury, looking at his lawyer as he was pleading his side of the events. And that is Trump's attorneys arguing that he was not part of any business record falsification, that he didn't know how accountants were booking these and noting these records in the general ledger, trying to distance Trump from the allegations in the case. He also spent a lot of time trying to discredit some of the key witnesses before they even take the stand, notably Michael Cohen, saying that Michael Cohen was obsessed with Donald Trump and his entire financial livelihood depends.
He said Michael Cohen was obsessed with Donald Trump. That's hilarious, bro. I don't know. Look. Let's continue.
A lot of time trying to discredit some of the key witnesses before they even take the stand, notably Michael Cohen, saying that Michael Cohen was obsessed with Donald Trump and his entire financial livelihood depends on trying to take down Donald Trump. We saw Trump passing a lot of notes back and forth to his attorneys, but he didn't react in any audible way or disruptive way in the proceedings, which the judge has made clear he would not allow. When the first witness taking the stand is David Pecker, he is a longtime friend of Donald Trump's. When he walked into the courtroom, he actually came through a side door and walked right behind where Donald Trump is sitting on his way to the witness stand. Pecker answered the prosecution's questions. They just were starting to set the table of what's to come, establishing what AMI is, the American media, the publisher of the National Enquirer at the time, and David Pecker's role, saying that he was the one that had the approval of any, as the prosecutor put it, juicy story. So just beginning to set up what will be the description of the catch and kill scheme that prosecutors allege this was all a part of, and that all began in 2015 at a meeting at Trump Tower. So David Pecker, a key witness here, mostly though just setting it up. And then when he left for the day, he walked past Donald Trump's table, nodded, smiled, said hi toward the table. We couldn't see from where I was sitting if Donald Trump reacted to that, but they are longtime friends. And Pecker said that he was testifying today under subpoena, and he has received immunity for his testimony in this case, Jake.
And Kara, tell us about Mr. Pecker's demeanor. Did he come across as a credible businessman? What did he seem like? And also, how much were you able to discern the attention of the jury? Were they focused on the case?
Well, I can tell you that when the opening statements were being given, the jury's eyes were locked on the lawyer and the prosecutor who was speaking at that time. Right before openings began, the judge asked if any jurors wanted a notepad and pen so they could take notes. More than half of the hands in the box went up, so that took a moment for them to distribute the notebooks and the pens. So clearly this jury wanting to engage on this, wanting to take their own notes in the case. So we saw them paying attention then, and then when David Pecker was testifying, it began where the prosecutor trying to establish certain things, indicating we're going to see some records of phone calls. And so David Pecker was asked to give the last 4 digits of about 6 different numbers. He confused one and laughed at times, and the prosecutor said to him, "Don't worry, this isn't a test." And Pecker has a very loud laugh, so that was a moment of levity in the room where we saw even Trump's attorney react laughing, but we couldn't see any change in expression on Donald Trump's face. But the jury, again, paying attention for about the 20 minutes or so that Pecker was on the stand. He will be back on the stand tomorrow at 11 a.m. to continue his testimony. Before that, prosecutors and the defense attorney, there will be a hearing over whether Donald Trump violated the gag order in this case by comments he's made about some of these witnesses. Jake?
All right, Karis Canal, thanks so much. Appreciate it. Let's bring in presidential historian Douglas Brinkley. Professor Brinkley, good to see you. You said last year when Trump was indicted that this trial would be, in your view, a defining moment in U.S. presidential history. It's certainly unprecedented. Now that we are here, does it still feel as weighty as you thought it might be?
Mm-hmm.
Anyone with $10,000 or more in credit card debt or personal loans may qualify for help from National Debt Relief.
It does, but what one can always underestimate is how Donald Trump can use media culture to his own advantage. Very few politicians would do the courthouse step strategy in the sense of he's using it as a podium and a fundraising opportunity. And I also think underreported, Jake, is the Palm Beach crowd of Pecker and Trump and others, Newsmax. They had formed their own Cayman Island-like financial enclave down there. These are a lot of global pirates finding ways to hide money and know each other's secrets. So the thought that Pecker is going to somehow stick a knife into Donald Trump and then say howdy to him down in Palm Beach next week, or it seems to me unlikely. But at all costs, we've got to remember, and as you're rightfully doing on CNN, this has nothing to do with Joe Biden right now. This has nothing to do with Donald Trump's reelection. This has to do with very likely guiltiness on Trump for business fraudulence and for hush money payments, which could have very easily, this act, have changed a presidential election. So the stakes are high. Trump wants to just use New York as the stage, whether it's at a bodega or at the court, and then looking at July 15th, Milwaukee Republican Convention, when he feels he'll fully own the Republican Party.
We just saw Mr. Trump exiting his motorcade and going back into Trump Tower. Doug, is there a comparable moment in U.S. political history to what we're seeing this morning?
Well, it depends how you want to look at it, Jake. If it's about sex and politics, yes. I mean, our country went through a lot with Monica Lewinsky and Bill Clinton. But this is larger than Stormy Daniels or Trump and hush payment. I mean, Cohen's already done his jail time. He's turning on him. We're in New York, a state where Donald Trump has largely fled his business assets from, yet on the same hand, he very well may double down on buying advertisement in New York, thinking he could put that state for play, come November. So it is a very strange, muddled situation. But I think that anytime I see Trump standing on a courthouse, it brings back bad memories of politicians to me, like George Wallace in Alabama and segregation. It's not a good idea that you have to be in a court dealing with hush payments to a porn star. Yet yesterday, former First Lady Melania Trump is putting out Mother's Day jewelry. We are in a very confused America where pop culture, tabloid culture, celebrity, death, disaster, trial is all intertwined into a big ball of entertainment.
Voters are going to be bombarded over these next few weeks with all these images of Trump as a criminal defendant. Do you think it will impact the campaign? And if so, just negatively for Donald Trump, or might he be able to successfully use this as part of his campaign argument that he's under attack from the bad guys?
I don't think this helps Donald Trump in the election against Biden come the fall. Short term, it does have the sugar effect of fundraising. And he's playing the victim, and he knows how to do it quite well. This isn't an alien city to Donald Trump. Trump Tower is still in operation and making deals down there. He really knows every block of New York. So it's not like you're entering a foreign country or a zone of discomfort. And so he's so far has overplayed this to his advantage with his base, and to be expected. But I don't think this helps Trump. Anytime you mention any of these people, Pecker, Stormy Daniels, I mean, it's not something that's going to excite you to vote for Donald Trump, particularly with the world that's coming apart at the seams right now, with wars everywhere.
All right, Douglas Brinkley, thank you so much. Really appreciate it.
There y'all have it, man. Do y'all think this shit can hurt Donald Trump? I don't know, man. I don't know. Like I said, I'm just really getting into all this politics stuff, man. So I ain't finna speak on nothing I don't know. You know what I'm saying? So I'm not on either side. I'm just learning about all this, bro. The fact this man is on trial for all this is crazy. Trying to be elected as president is insane, bro. But I think it could hurt him, man. Yeah, let me know down in the comment section. Let me know what y'all want me to react to, no matter what it is, music, no matter what it is. Please let me know. Recommend videos, let me know, y'all. If y'all like the video, If you're not subscribe to the channel. You like the shirt? Shout out to Kiss, man. One of the greatest. You know what I'm saying? Hit that notification bell so you can get notified when I upload, man. I'm about to get out of here. I got hella more videos to do. I love y'all. Peace and love, baby. And we are.